Hello, today we're going to take a look at a game called Alpha Protocol that came out in 2010. It came out on the PS3, Xbox 360, which I played it on, and also out on PC, which is what I'm playing it on now. Now, it's currently hard to get hold of because it can't be got digitally because royalty to do with one of the pieces of music used in one of the boss fights didn't get renewed. But it's definitely a game I'd recommend hunting down if you can. Which is why I want to do this little sort of early game session on it, because I find I never tend to record or stream more than a few sessions, but enough for people to hopefully get a good idea of whether a game's worth playing. So I think that's how I'm going to try to do things going forwards. So, without further ado, let's wait for the interface to actually load up into OBS. There we go. So, similar to games like Mass Effect and the like, again, this being an RPG with a shooter mechanic and, aspects of character customization and dialogue choices, you get to choose the history of your character. I'm going to go for a field agent because I always like to personally go for the stealthy style, but the other options they have is, soldier, so like if you just like a flat-out fighter style, you can do. Tech specialist, if you're into gadgets and gizmos. Freelancer, which means that you can basically sort of decide more, what you're going to do with some of your, your beginning skills and stuff. Recruit means that you're incredibly new and therefore don't have much in the way of skills, so it's definitely one form of like harder difficulty. And then once you've done it, you can do the veteran, which is like you're already the best of the best. You get, I think, a boost on all skills. Right, so let's start off with field agent. So what I can do at this point is decide, do I want those levels of starting? I think I'm going to just stick with the starting skills. What I like about this game is it's taken the sort of shooter RPG in a slightly different direction. In the, like, rather than being like set in space or anything like that, it's set more or less in the real world, in, well, the sort of hyper stylized real world of spy movies. It's like movie style espionage and stuff, sort of like you're playing a James Bond or a Jason Bourne style adventure. And the opening sequence gives us a little bit of a background on recent events, as well as tying into the main framing mechanism of, well, your character has basically been captured and is debriefing on how the hell things got to where they are at the moment.
If anyone is to blame for these events, Mr. Thornton, it is you. Alpha Protocol began here, after all.
Oh, look.
I feel like I've been hit by a freight train.
And waking up after being captured. Like, this has never happened in video games before. But it always does make a pretty good tutorial level.
Good. You're awake.
I definitely like this game's take on the dialogue trees. You basically, rather than sort of it telling you what kind of thing you're going to say, it more like it suggests how you're going to say it through this stance menu.
I wasn't sure how long you'd be under. Those tranquilizers wore off fast.
Unless I'm still drugged, I don't think we've met.
Mina. And the static on the screen is interference, not the drugs.
Too bad. Static's a good look for you. Subtle.
Thank you. If flattery's your only weapon, you'll need a gun. And fast.
I don't want
Ouch.
to wear out my welcome. All the more reason to leave.
And how do you propose to do that? You're locked in. There's a guard outside. Eventually he's going to come check on you. And when he does...
I'll think of something. Let me check the room. There's got to be another way out.
All right, then. Don't take too long. The door's locked down, but you might be able to find a way to break the glass.
So, let's see what we've got in here. Ooh.
In case of emergency.
That did it.
Guess Sleeping Beauty's had enough. That you, Mike? You just hold on. I'm sending some guards to tuck you back in.
Oh, I hate it when I can't remember what I'm doing. Ah, door. There we go. Nope.
You need to shut off the alarm. The panel's on the wall. Do a bypass on it.
Ah, hacking minigames. Always fun. Okay, that one is there, that one is there, that one is there, and
Mike,
there.
careful. They probably have a guard in the lobby.
I can usually track those things by my eyes. Unfortunately, it's difficult for me to show that. Right, still through the door. Again, let's crouch and open. Here we go. Not taking any damage yet, but the conceit in this one is that you just take painkillers to heal yourself. It kind of works. There we go.
Watch out for cameras. If they spot you or you destroy them, they'll sound an alarm.
How did he wake up so fast? He just got here.
Who cares? We'll just put him under it.
Ah, yes.
Mike, they've dispatched a squad to your area.
Don't make this any harder than it has to be.
Going in.
Oh, and they still shoot at you whilst this is happening. Anything of interest? Nope. Oh. And we got a locked door.
Almost gave me the slip. Now we got you.
Ah. Okay, so let's see some more of wherever I've been captured to.
Any sign of our new arrival?
No sign of him yet.
Careful, Mike. I've gone through the exit. Try to stay out of sight if you can. Mike, get out of there.
This is not going to end well. Hold on. Oh, this one. I can see one of them, but not the other. Oh, I had it a moment ago. Right, so that one's there. Oh, and that one's there.
End of the line, Mike. Give it up.
Well, that one down to there, I believe. Nope. Okay.
Stay where you are.
All right, Mike, that's enough.
That's enough? I think that's my line. What the hell's going on? Why did you drug me?
We need to get the location of this facility confidential, especially if you got kidnapped and questioned.
I don't give up government secrets.
I believe you. Everyone says that during the first hour of interrogation.
So this is all part of the orientation?
Yep, I'm gonna ask you some questions, run you through some more tests, then you and I can talk. Face to face. That make you feel better?
I don't need any more tests, and you know it. Just give me the mission and let's do this.
Good to hear. I was a little worried. You need some more time to recover. Still, we need to brief you on your gear, weapons, and your security clearance. Won't take long. I've been reading and rereading your dossier. Your file's got a lot of gaps in it. A lot more than I usually see in field agents. Those gaps were hard to fill.
I thought those records were buried.
We're pretty good at digging.
The ops needed to be done. Whatever they were.
Looks like they were sad to see you go, and probably happy at the same time. But you wouldn't be a good field agent if your boots didn't get dirty. If you gain more experience in the field, you may want to specialize further. But we can leave that until you've got some missions under your belt. That's it. Now I'm gonna let you out of the pen here and meet the rest of the crew.
All right. Is there anything I should know?
Nothing you can't find out on your own, and from the staff here. They'll be running you through the basics of weapons, gadgets, and espionage tactics. When you're cleared on the basics, come find me for your assignment. I won't lie to you, Mike. It's a big one, and dangerous. But I think you're the man for the job. Make the rounds. I'll see you soon.
Okay. I always did like the music in this one. Okay. So... let's go for a bit of extra toughness. Let's do that. Gives you one left over, which is fine. I'm doing so far. Cool. And yes.
Big ass screen.
Okay, so let's explore the grey box. So service record is where it keeps, character stats, including your skills, what perks you've earned, and, well, your play stats. Intel. This gives you both your mission objectives and dossiers, both about factions, such as Alpha Protocol. So Alpha Protocol is both the name of a government organisation and is also the term used by agents that classifies them as rogue agents to outside intelligence agencies. Agents that have gone Alpha Protocol are considered acting alone or are traitors. So if their operation is discovered or goes awry, no blame will fall on the United States. Not many within the government are aware Alpha Protocol exists, and this separation from the majority of Washington bureaucracy and oversight is intended to protect the United States from accountability for Alpha Protocol's rogue operations. The Alpha Protocol insignia has some interesting symbolism based on its description in the records. The ring of stars and arrows represents patriotism and military might. The eagle's talon is strength. Serpent is either its enemies pursued or stealth and subterfuge. And the loose Latin translation of the Latin phrase beneath it is where no one can follow. You also get the individual one. So Westridge, he's the guy who's just basically taken us through the training mission. And Mina's the handler on the comms. Then inventory, basically, well, shows you inventory, of which not got much at the moment. Let's do something about that, shall we?
No weapons past this point.
Agent North, Agent North interrogation routine. Agent North, interrogation routine.
so doesn't show me anything on there yet.
You probably want to change. Go on. Your gear's in the lockers.
One thing that I do like about this game is, although your character is mostly fixed, there's a very good reason why you can really change your appearance on the fly. You're a bloody spy. So you can decide, how can you want to appear based on what will work, both your aesthetic preference and what you think will work for the situation. Let's go for somewhat tan. Hair. There's a few options, but you can move it around a bit. I'll stick with short. It's the one game where you can actually completely justify going for clean shaven to not so much. So of course a spy's going to have a disguise kit. I'll go for that. Headwear. I like the swamp hat. I'll go for those, I think. Okay.
Orientation's not mandatory. You can turn around and go back to Westridge right now. Although that might make him upset.
Okay, let's find out what's going on in the world.
Our war does not end here. This target is not the last. With our will and our resolve, Al-Samad shall continue these attacks, fight the aggression of the West with its own weapons. Yes, for weapons have been delivered to us. Weapons that will make a graveyard in the skies of our enemies. We have the ability to strike far and to strike swiftly.
And I get the feeling, and obviously memory, because I've played this before, that the mystery behind those weapons is probably involved in what's going on.
I want to take it a little easier when you escape next time.
66. And let's find the CA. That's that one there. Makes sense. Oh dear. So, we have a missile that was fired from God knows where. Obligatory side games. So let's see what we find in here. Hold on. Okay, so now that I've got actual clothes, if I go into that menu, into inventory. Nope, still not got anything much I can use yet. I'm just no longer wearing hospital scrubs.
Mikey, be with you in a moment. I'm just setting some things up here. I'm Sean Darcy. I'm gonna be running you through tech orientation.
Sounds good. So you've been with Alpha Protocol for a while?
Sure have. Although you seem to have gotten my next assignment.
No hard feelings, I hope.
Are you kidding? Alright, that should be the last of the setup on my end.
Reputation's going
Glad
up
you
and down
finally
makes for an
showed up.
impressive
Must have
mechanic
been
as
getting
well.
Lost on the way here. Or we're too busy beating up some more guards.
Neither. Just surveying the area, actually. Checking out the facility.
Yeah, sure. Oh, by the way, not a good idea. Hitting the guards, I mean. The ones here have a lot of time on their hands, and that means a lot of time to hold grudges.
I'll keep that in mind, but I wasn't expecting to be drugged and attacked.
A good agent's ready for anything, Mikey. But enough chit-chat. We got a lot of work ahead of us. Well, you do. I'm mostly here as an observer. I'll be doing your evaluation, too.
What's that out there? Used car lot?
A target range for you. For me, more like a shooting gallery. Head out the door there and we'll get started.
All right, then.
Open the locker and equip yourself. If you use them all, just come back and grab some more. Alright, everyone's favorite. Grenades. Let's see that arm of yours. Go on. Start checking them. They're concussion rounds, so don't be skittish. They sting, not kill.
Quite so. There? There we go. That's better. Don't we just...
Alright, now how about something more challenging? Try a ricochet to hit the target behind the wall. Lob it behind the target and use the wall for a hook shot. Now, try and get one through the window.
I know it's not that window, I just want to see if he comments. Ah, no comment. Oh well. I wanted to not that window dumbass comment.
Now for some fireworks. Try and chuck one beneath the truck and take out the gas tank. Never get tired of that one. Now, see that electronic lock there? Use your EMP grenade to shut it down. And save you time in the field. Now.
Actually, I seem to remember you can actually stick them to things. Come on. Nope. I have the right one selected.
Shut down. No more lock. Alright, see that locker there?
Let me guess. You want me to place one on the door?
I knew you could do that. Okay. Ah, that's it.
Just in time.
Hey, Darcy, open up.
Guess some of the other guards will be pulling double shifts for a while. You know those guards you beat up when you got out of medical? Yeah, well, they're gonna be joining us in a second. You've got a head start, so if I were you, I'd set an ambush or just start running. Me, I'd use the mine. That's what they're for.
First shot at him.
Spread out. Watch your devices.
Hey, Thornton. Wait up. You want to talk? Sneaky bastard.
Doc's gonna be pissed. Alright, all done. Head on up, Mike. I'll give you a breakdown on your performance.
Come on. Let me heal. I'm not injured, I've just got the alarms on.
So, Mikey, you did alright on the basic run. You know, that performance wasn't half bad. Almost as good as mine was. How about we up the stakes? Take this to the big leagues.
What do you have in mind?
Alright, me and the guards, who you already met when you woke up, pooled our petty cash. And we'd like to make you a little bet.
Alright. I'm listening.
It's a rematch, on our terms. It's simple. Disable all the alarms and escape the area in the time provided. And you take home the winnings.
Nah.
If you lose, you'll owe us. Got it?
Maybe some other time, Darcy. I just want to get out of here and get my assignment.
You're lost then. I thought you might be scared. I mean, I don't really blame you. It's a big world out there. Full of risks.
I'm not scared, Darcy. I'm bored. If this is all you gotta teach me, then I need to move on anyway.
Temper, Mikey. I wouldn't get your blood pressure up or they're gonna trank you again.
Doubtful. Since it looks like I'm the only agent in this facility they're willing to give a real mission to. Too bad for you, Darcy.
Alright then. If you change your mind, the range is good to go. Whenever you feel up to it, that is.
Okay, back to interrogations. That's off to the right. I always get turned around in this
Area's
game.
off limits. Use your PDA if you're turned around.
So it is through those. I do like games with a mini-map. Shame this isn't one of them.
You guys must have spent a fortune on the TVs in this place.
You all done?
As much as I thought was necessary.
Good. I have to admit I was worried whether we'd be able to keep you here after you woke up in medical. You gave our staff a run for its money.
I gave it my best, and so did they.
Fair enough. It'll be a good excuse to up the morning drills around here. Looks like you did well on the tech portion of the test. Very well. Past Darcy's bitching, there's some real compliments in here.
I couldn't find my way to the other ones.
Looks like that's it for the physical evaluation. Now for the hard part. Tell me why you're here. Not everyone gets chosen for this line of work, but you volunteered. Usually we have to ask.
I want to serve my country.
And you think by being assigned here is the best way to do that?
Give me a mission and I'll prove it.
What makes you think you're ready? Because I tell you, we get a lot of recruits in here, and you're not convincing me.
You guys should already have a gauge of how I can help. All this training's been fun, I'm not gonna lie.
Actually, if you're not gonna lie, then you're not much use to us. Beyond the guns, tech, and sneaking around in the dark.
Clever use of dialogue.
Job that nobody else here quite gets.
I'm listening.
Good, because listening is a large part of it. The way you talk to people, your attitude.
That's what we're going to discuss now.
I'm not sure I understand. Is there something wrong with how I deal with people?
No, believe it or not, you're not here because you're a people person. You're here because your psych profile says you're skilled at manipulating others.
Was that a compliment?
You'll see. The way you project yourself definitely affects what people think of you, and your reputation with them.
So, this is a win friends and influence people lecture.
Hardly. Turning a friend into an enemy and vice versa. Well, both can have their positives. Sometimes you want to piss someone off so they can't think straight. Other times you want to build a strong rapport with someone and talk your way out of a bad situation. All depends on your objective. This goes for your handlers as well. We're going to be sending you into a lot of dangerous places, and your only backup is going to be who you're talking to on your headset. How you treat them is going to have an effect on the success of your mission.
So if I piss them off, I'm screwed?
No. A handler that likes you too much and puts emotions before the mission can be just as dangerous as one who resents you.
This is a long way of telling me that I should just act the way I want. And if I compromise an asset in the field by choosing the wrong path?
No, again, there are no bad choices, just results. Over time, folks may hear about you and your attitude before they meet you. They may have a preconceived notion of how you're going to treat them, which can affect their reaction.
Well, maybe they should take the time to know the real me.
If only. Time's something no one seems to be able to spare, especially during a conversation. Although that can be a plus.
What, like stalling for time?
The clock doesn't stop when you're speaking to someone. So if you need to get your second win before a fight, making small talk can buy you time.
But if I'm running on adrenaline, won't chatting take me off my guard?
It can. So if you need to get to the point, act instead of fight. For example, if you don't think I have any more to teach you, then you could just say, I'm done with this. I wouldn't think any less of you. You seem to have the basics down.
And if they're a target, why talk to them at all?
Sometimes it is better if you shoot first. Still, approaching someone to talk to them can allow you to get the drop on them if you get close enough to strike. Use it if you have to, if the conversation isn't going your way. Assuming there's even a way you want the conversation to go.
So how do I know how someone wants to be treated? At least enough to cooperate.
If that's what you want to do, pay attention to the clues in your environment. Sometimes people will have advice, and intel can help. There's another way.
Dossiers.
Yes, usually before I'm ordered to destroy the document.
There's a host of information out there through dossiers, email, and other documents that represent total research others have collected on a target, organization, or operation.
And what does that get me, exactly?
Sometimes you'll spot obvious triggers. People who don't respond well to smartasses, like me. Others who respect loyalty, duty, a professional approach. Others who don't have time for bullshit, and like it when you get to the point. But dossiers just don't contain psych information. They'll usually have combat information on your target as well. What side they favor, any past injuries, common weapons or tactics they use. Some of it blunt, some of it subtle. But if push comes to shove, it can give you an edge in combat. The more you've done your homework, the more vulnerable they'll be.
Makes sense to me. I'd rather get a firefight over with as quickly as possible.
Amen to that. Our records are complete, so use them.
I do like it, realizing that I've unlocked both an ability point and made someone like me.
If you can dig them up, you might learn a few things. Sometimes reading a dossier will give you more options when dealing with others. A few facts to bring up to shake secrets loose.
What about you?
You should already know what makes me happy, Mike, and what pisses me off.
How do I know when I have the go-ahead to start accessing files?
After meeting a target or hearing their name referenced by someone else, you should have a target ID. Then hop onto the database and start doing your homework. You can usually unlock their basic information at that point. Let's start with a simple one. Al-Samad. That should be familiar to you.
The terrorist group.
Yes, you can research groups as well as people. It doesn't carry the same benefits, but it can provide useful intel in the field. Talking to people about others is a good way to help gain dossier information. Sometimes people will have information on someone that can unlock a brand new thread in your computer search.
Okay.
I do seem to remember that.
Your interrogation. I know how to give one if need be. Am I ready or not?
We'll see. Meet me in the command center, and I can give you a proper mission briefing.
Good. Because I'm sick of this room.
Trust me, Mike. If it was up to me, you'd never see this interrogation cell again.
That's a bit of narrative foreshadowing.
Recognize him?
That's Sheikh Ali Shahid, the voice of Al Samad. They say he was responsible for shooting down that airliner in the Middle East.
Yeah, he got his hands on some prototype Halbeck technology. A missile with a multi-stage targeting system called Jacob's Ladder. That airliner was his first target.
Specs and shadiness of this whole thing aside, how did Shahid get his hands on that missile?
Which is a good question.
He's got more. He stole them from Halbeck, and we need them back before he gets any more trigger-happy.
Oh
I
dear.
want you to kill him.
You know where he is.
No, but that'll be part of your mission in the Middle East.
Which makes sense.
Find the missiles, then find him and take him out.
You don't want him taken alive.
If he cooperates, sure, bring him in. On the off chance he tries to kill you, then put a bullet in his head.
I'll put my years in charm school to use.
All right, then, pack your gear. You're heading to Saudi Arabia.
Not coming with me?
I'll be there in spirit, and on video and radio when needed, Agent.
And I just got here. Oh, well, I miss this place.
I doubt it. I'll contact you when you reach Saudi Arabia.
Care to explain how Halbeck lost its missiles?
Old news. An accounting error.
The missiles. You didn't lose them, did you?
Angry, Mr. Thornton? Because of what happened in Saudi Arabia.
And I love that those linking sections kind of work regardless of what your choices are.
Mike, can you read me? I'm getting lots of interference.
I made it to Saudi Arabia, sir. I'm at the safe house.
Safe house.
Yes, that much. See any shadowy agents in trench coats at the airport?
No, sir, I don't think so.
That was a joke, Mike. But stay on your toes anyway. Finding Shahid is your primary objective. Trouble is, we don't know his location, but we have 3 leads. An arms dealer, Nasri, is believed to have sold the missiles to Shahid, and he's currently operating in Saudi Arabia. If you can intercept him, maybe he can tell you where Shahid is, or guide you to the missiles.
Do we have anything else on Nasri?
Nothing more than what's in his dossier. If you can manage to make any contacts and find out more, we'd welcome it. We also tracked down the location of an airfield Shahid used in the past. If you can sneak in and plant a listening device, we may be able to track flight Shahid is using to move through Saudi Arabia.
And the third lead?
We've got the coordinates of an Al Samad detention camp, also used as a stockpile for weapons. We suspect the missiles may be stored there.
Any backup, sir?
Just Darcy on the comm.
Any backup?
Funny, Mike. Darcy's enough. We want you to go in alone, recon the area, and shut down their radar and communications. Once that's down, we can call in air support and hit the camp hard.
No pressure.
And no backup. Get used to it. It's the job. You check out your new home yet? It's got some perks you might be interested in.
Full security system?
A computer with a hub connection so fast you'll feel like you're going back in time.
What, to the Stone Age? Please.
You can do dossier research, encrypted emails, and if need be, access some of the weapons dealers in the area. That'll be done on your own dime, however, using whatever funds you can find in Saudi Arabia.
I understand, sir. We wouldn't want Alpha Protocol tied to any weapons trafficking in the Middle East.
Exactly. There's also a weapons locker in the main living area.
Woo!
Open it up. Help yourself, but use the ammo and armor you think suits the mission. When you're ready to head out, just use the front door, or access the missions from the main terminal. I'll have already uploaded all the mission specs to your PDA. You can review them at any time.
Alright, so is that it?
That's it.
Great. Home sweet home.
Okay, so let's explore the safe house. Oh, so that's the go out, which I don't quite want to do yet. Comms go through the TV, as does the TV.
Today, Senator Patrick Darcy unveiled new legislation aimed at cleaning up the federal government by greatly restricting lobbyists' access to legislators.
The bill, called the People Over Rich
That's a familiar surname.
PORC Act, would prohibit lobbyists from contributing to election campaigns and require anyone affiliated with a corporation to stay 500 feet or more away from any member of the legislative branch.
Weapons locker. No mods yet. Okay. Oops. I want to check number 2. So again. Okay, let's have a look. High damage, less accuracy, and a much smaller clip. Lower damage, lower accuracy, better recoil and stability. I'll stick with the AR-21. Don't have any mods. Not yet. Okay, so what we have, sound generator, didn't get to use it in the trial, but yeah, basically you can put sound somewhere else and someone will basically think it's worth investigating. EMP, you know, and the first aid kit, well, self-explanatory. The safe house's bathroom is your customization station. And we have the computer system. Okay, so we've got the clearinghouse to buy shit. Ooh. Yay, money. I'll give that one a try. She didn't like that one. Oh well. Cool. Let's check the clearinghouse. So this is where I can get weapons and mods and other fun stuff. I'll stick with the basics for now. Although I will possibly make sure I've got some... Okay, so I've got regular pistol ammo. Let's make sure I've got some steel core rounds. Tranquilizer rounds. Stick with the basics on that. My favourite, the radio mimic. Okay. Is there anything I can sell? Oh, did I do that? Or did I? Right. So, yeah. One thing that you are able to do, as you saw, is buy extra information and perks for some of the missions. So I have that one. Okay. Smart, Hellbeck. Right, let's head off. And let's do that one. And we will pick up in the next part.